So in order to create an image set, we're going to need to create two different versions of our image. One scaled to fit on a page and one scaled for use as a thumbnail image. And so I'm going to create some constants for the sizes. So I'm going to specify the width of page size images, and then the height will be whatever is required to keep the correct aspect ratio. So const page image width is 800 pixels, and then const thumbnail image width is 128, and thumbnail image height also 128. And I'm going to create a method called createPageImage, and this is going to take an ImageMagick image object. Oh, should be a function. And this is pretty straightforward for regular images like JPEGs and PNGs and so on. But it gets a little trickier when you're dealing with animated GIFs. Because animated GIFs are actually multi-frame, and the frames can actually be different sizes. So basically, if the part of the GIF doesn't need to change, and only a small part does need to change, then the next frame will only specify the part that changes. And so the size of each frame can be different, and that makes everything really messy when you're trying to scale the image. So the way you deal with this in ImageMagick is you coalesce the frames. And what that does is basically expand them to include the full image size and all the content that's basically inherited from the background. So when you pile layers on top of layers, it brings all of those layers forward to each frame, which makes it easier to scale. So I'm going to start by calling image pointer coalesce images, and then I'm going to get the image geometry. And this is going to give me an associative array with a height key and a width key. So what I'm going to do is I want to loop through each frame of the image and scale each one. So for each $image as $frame, frame pointer scale image, and then I'm going to specify my image set : page image width, and then 0 for the second argument. So this is the width and this is the height, and when you specify 0 here, ImageMagick uses the width to calculate the height, maintaining the same aspect ratio. So it fills that part in for you. And then I also have to call setImagePage so that the canvas is expanded to fit the image size of the scaled image. And once again, that's something you need for GIFs that you don't really need for other image types. So now that I've scaled the image frames, to get the data, I can call image pointer get images blob. And then I can also get the geometry of the new scaled image. And now I actually have everything I need in order to store into the database. But for now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to return the page blob. And then I'm going to use this to test the function. So under share, I'll create a new PHP file, test image set. And I'm going to require once assets includes ImageSet.php, and I'm going to set image equal new image set. And let me call that image set actually. And then blob is equal to image set pointer create page image. And I have to give it an image now. So let's go ahead and make one of those. And I need a file to test this on. And I want to start with a hard thing, animated GIF or GIF. And if that works, then the rest should be pretty easy. So I'm just going to Google animated GIFs. There's Tux. Let's see what Tux is doing. Okay, well, I don't really like that one. Just go for an abstract. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to right-click on that and save image as. And I'm going to put it in my XAMPP folder in htdocs so I can load it directly into PHP. So XAMPP, htdocs, 295p, share, assets, and I'm going to create an images folder under assets. And let me call this testimage.gif. Get rid of that tab. So now in order to make an image using ImageMagick, first I want to get the file contents. So data is file get contents. And then relative to here, it's in images / testimage.gif. So now I have the data from the file. Let me make this bigger now. And then image is new ImageMagick. And then image pointer read image blob. And then I give it the data that I just read. So that's what creates an ImageMagick image. And then I pass that into my create page image. And then to output it, I need the correct MIME type, which this is probably just going to be image/GIF. So header content type image GIF, and then echo blob. So let's go ahead and try this. localhost share test ImageSet.php. Okay, so it didn't find images/test image. Oh, it's assets images. Well, that's taking longer than it should, so I think something's probably wrong here. Oh, nope, there it goes. And then let's go full size. So yeah, that's about 800 pixels, give or take. And it's got the right aspect ratio. Right, so it ended up 800 by 800. So it's the right size, it's animated, but it's not maintaining the correct progression when it's drawing the image. Okay, I did find the problem. It took me a little while of hunting around, so I won't make you watch me do that. But here's the issue. So this coalesce images, what it does is composites each frame one at a time so that they can be resized. They're the same size and they can be resized. And this actually returns a new image. And so I was resizing the uncomposited one, which has slightly different sizes for each of the sub-images in each frame, and that's why it looked like that. What I want to do is composite the result of coalesce images instead. So I'm going to pass in source image, and then I'm going to set image equal to source image of coalesce images. So I'm going to be resizing the coalesce version instead. And when I do that, go ahead and reload. It does work correctly. So this is actually 800 by 800 now. The original is 500 by 500. It does take a long time, though, to resize an image. So this is something I probably would want to have a progress dialog up for the user while they're waiting with their browser. But while this is processing, some of the other images can be uploading and resizing at the same time. So on the other hand, if we take a look at just a regular single frame image, so like I'll copy this kitty picture, C, XAMPP, htdocs, share, assets, images, paste that and call that test image 3.jpg. Test image 3.jpg. Is it JPG or JPEG? JPG. And this will be image/JPEG. Reload. See, that resizes very quickly.